Hello, and thank you so much for taking some time out of your day to spend with me. This is Joy, and I welcome you to this discussion. I wanted to talk today a little bit about the narcissist's fatal flaw. I mean, we are all flawed people, but for your flaw to be fatal, that means that you've turned your back on yourself. And essentially, that's what narcissists do. They give off the facade that everything is going well in their worlds and everything is perfect. They create this fantasy world, and the people that they invite into their world or manipulate into being part of their world, because it's never really an invitation to anything positive. It's all manipulated. There's nothing real that takes place within the narcissist world except nightmares. That's what's real. But, they paint this picture that everything is perfect and their lives are awesome and they're doing great things, but it's all a facade. None of it is true. They are their own demise. They live their lives so recklessly and have no regard for anybody else other than themselves. Now, you do find at times where the narcissist may pretend or really act like they are concerned about you and even get behind your ideas. But it's important to remember that even in those situations, none of it is real. They're simply playing the part so that they can end up getting what they want. They either want to have you in a position of feeling indebted to them, because if it wasn't for them, how would your project have taken off the ground? Like, how would your business have gotten started? How would you have finished school? How would you have raised the baby? How would you have raised that money? You owe it all to them. So it's always about what they can get in return. These people lie, they manipulate, cheat, steal, and they do not care. Everybody in their world is a pawn. They're stepping stones so that the narcissist's desires can be met. And the truth of the matter is, you cannot live your life like this and think that it is going to be well with you. So even in the midst of your pain and your disappointment, and even as you are faced with reality that everything was an illusion, none of this was real, or you're sitting back and you're looking and saying, wow, their life is just flourishing and I'm like lost in my feelings. They have somebody, I have nobody. First of all of that is a lie. You're better off on your own than having a narcissist. Hello, you are better off by yourself than having somebody who is committed to your demise. Because that's what it is when you're involved with a narcissist. They are committed in bringing you down. But you see, God is a good God. You simply cannot live your life like this and think that everything is going to be peaches and cream for you. It just isn't. That's not how it works. You absolutely reap what you sow. It starts even in the mind. When you think about your thoughts start to kind of formulate who you become, because it's the driving force behind you. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So just like thoughts take on full lives of themselves and they manifest, so do behaviors. So do the way you treat people. And all of that manifests. And when it's time for the narcissist to reap what they sow, when it's harvest season for them, they get exactly what they put in. And, their ability, or the way that they are so proudful about who they are, that grandiose ego that makes them feel that they're invincible, that they can do what they want to anybody. Nobody else's opinions matter. They rule supreme in every circumstance and situation. Their needs over everybody else, and you are insignificant. They will pay for that. They will pay for that. You always reap what you sow. They love to paint a rosy picture in the middle of things falling apart. In the middle of things falling apart, they will paint a rosy picture to let you and everybody else know that everything is fine. And although things may be a little chaotic, I've got this under control. Lies. When things are falling apart, they are falling apart. And behind the scenes, what will happen is that, the narcissist will always want to give the perception that everything is going well. But whoever they're with, the narcissist is raging. They are throwing tantrums. They are blaming everybody for what is going wrong in their lives. They are never, ever responsible, and they never accept accountability for their ways and the error of their ways. It is always somebody else's fault. So even in the midst of their lives being in turmoil, when let's say they're about to be exposed for something that they did wrong, they will always fall back on invalidating the facts. Narcissists love alternative facts. They love it. They thrive right there. And so for those of you that are truth speakers, be assured that you will meet some smear campaigns, and they will come up and attack everything that you have to say, because that's just that's how they do. They have to diminish your credibility so that they can feel like they're worthwhile, or they have to control public perception of you. And when I say public, it really could be within your sphere of influence, the people that the narcissist wants to control and manipulate the way that they see you. So they will always attack the truth seekers. And this happens in cases where you are raising children and the narcissist wants to present the children with alternative facts. They want to use these alternative facts in court, in the workplace, even in relationships and in family structures. I mean, wherever there's a narcissist, they do these type of behaviors. And so it doesn't matter how foolproof the evidence is. The narcissist really thinks that they are just so grand that they can lie their way through all of this. And listen, they know exactly what they are doing. They know that they're making things up. They just hope that everybody listening is able to buy into their charismatic ways. Remember that their father is an angel of light, and so they're putting on this show, and they've transformed themselves into what they believe is something delightful to look at and something wonderful to behold, that all the lies that are spewing from their mouth, none of it matters. Facts matter. And so you can expect smear campaigns to intensify as you try to move forward, or as you're trying to debunk the lies that the narcissist is saying. I remember my kids coming home one time when they still used to visit their dad and tell me these things that he would say about me, and I was just like, initially I was so hurt because of the depth of the lies, and then I just was like, But then they were like, well, Mom, you're the one who's always there for us, and you take care of us, and you do everything for us. We know he's lying, but and they went on to speak about how pathetic and how small he looked based on what he said. The facts will always speak for themselves, and a lot of the times you don't even have to speak up to defend yourself, because the truth will always come to light. What's done in the dark, should I say, it's always going to come to light. So even those of you who are in similar situations that I was in, raising my kids, you can fall back and rest assured that if you continue to put God first, pray for your children, pray with your children, spend time and actually really engage with them, they'll know the truth. They will know the truth. It doesn't matter how much lying the narcissist does. And you'll find that, as they get exposed even more, or as things totally fall apart in their world, they turn on the people who are most loyal to them. So when you have those narcissists that are just out there with multiple partners, or, you'll find that they're Forever Supply, or whomever they're with, who has been there, who's kind of like their rock, so to speak, helping them keep it together. Those are the people the narcissist turns on, the ones who have been doing all the lying for them, these flying monkeys, those that are engaged in the smear campaigns. Well, it's time. They can get it too. The narcissist is not loyal with anyone or anything. And like I said, anyone can get it when it comes to a narcissist. They are loyal to themselves. And so everybody else's feelings, they're totally irrelevant, But the crazy part about it is that there is no limit. They are so prideful that even as their world unravels and the truth is coming out, let's say they are being exposed, the mask is slipped, whatever it is, but they are now facing their truth. And when they're experiencing that additional embarrassment, the rage just gets out of this world and it becomes insane. And what they'll end up doing is seeking ways to damage other people. Now, this is a little bit of what I want to talk to you about today. Said all that to say this. this is when they seek to do damage in people's lives. So many of you are so committed and dedicated to your healing, and you're seeing the narcissist for who they actually are. There's somebody who never loved you. There's somebody who was out to manipulate and use you and benefit from you and bring nothing positive in return to you. They are just leeches, spiritual parasites. And now you've seen the truth. God has spoken to you. God is speaking to you, and he is revealing who they are. And so many people, that I've spoken to within the last several weeks are finding themselves in a position of being under some type of attack. If this is you, I want to encourage you to hold fast to the profession of your faith. Do not change your confession, because what happens at this point and in this stage is the enemy is desperate, because exposure is the thing that kills them. We overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. Do not allow them to take away the power of your testimony and the power of your words. The blood of the Lamb doesn't require anything from us. It's powerful. We can't add to it. We can't subtract from it. It's powerful and it stands on its own. But do not be fearful because of the weight of the attack that you may feel that you are under. It's normal that the enemy would be desperate. It's normal that the enemy would try to pull out every trick from their raggedy, dusty bags to scare you and to shut you up. But I declare in the name of Jesus that you will continue to stand boldly on the profession of your faith. I declare the mind of Christ is upon you. I declare that you are the head and not the tail. And so I cancel every tailish thought that would try to come into your life right now. You will hold on fast to the profession of your faith. Listen, God is a rewarder for those who diligently seek him. Continue to throw yourself in his word and to trust him as the narcissist is exposed. This is nothing more than part of your journey and part of our story. And we've got to continue to press forward. No matter how much resistance we may come up against, we know that we are more than conquerors through him who loved us. So I just hope that this is encouraging to somebody. I hope that you are able to be inspired. I thank you so much for your time.